What's up, guys? It's your host, Apocalypse. You're at my show. I don't know why. I don't even know why I'm doing a show at fucking 7:19 a.m. Who does that? Except for maybe my brother Barco. Fucking stay up all night, stay up all day, stay up all afternoon. Hey, right? Anyways, let's see here. Had to do a show. Someone said, oh, you haven't done a show in 10 days. So I said, yes, you're right. So let's do a fucking show, right? Okay, so as always, if you talk about Spreaker stats, you're a fool. Because everything can be manipulated, from likes to plays to everything. So, Spreaker stats don't mean anything because no one's making money on Spreaker, right? So, let's just call it what it is. A nice little hobby. Anyways, I want to talk about a story that happened actually yesterday. Because yesterday, I drank some. I started drinking in the afternoon. Got picked up. I went to Santisi Brothers, which is a bar in, I guess you'd call it North Phoenix. And so, started drinking, I guess, about 2. Then, and that's another reason why I'm still up. Big problem I have. You know, once you start, you just keep drinking until you pass out. You know, that's I guess that's the Irish in me. The unfortunate gene. You don't want to have it. It's disgusting. It's disturbing. Anyways, so yeah, I got picked up. Went to a bar. And, I was playing darts, because that's what me and my friends do. We usually either do darts or pool. The video games, I mean, why the fuck would you go to a bar to play video games? You know, I got a Wii here that's modded. Oh yeah, I got that about 2 months ago. I really haven't played much of it, except for some GoldenEye, some Demon's Crest for the Super Nintendo. And another reason why I got this modded Wii was I didn't have any Sega products. And I have quite a few Sega game systems on it because it's all modded up. I have all these cool-ass games and stuff. So, you know, I'm hoping to play a video game here and there. And mostly it's just GoldenEye. Man, you know, that's one fun game. Like, even though I was a stoned, like, 12-year-old or whenever it came out, I mean, that was one fucking fun game to play. I tell you, jeez. Whew. GoldenEye still lives to this day, and I also got the other GoldenEye game for Nintendo 64. It got a lot of bad reviews, but I love the hell out of it, you know. And then I also have GameCube on this Wii, which is a system I never owned. I went from owning a Super Nintendo to Nintendo 64, and then for some reason, whatever, I didn't own shit until like a PlayStation 2, so I missed out on a lot of systems. I guess I just really wasn't into all the video games, you know. So, anyways, I got someone in my chat. Who's the hell's in my chat? Oh, Mr. White, hello. Welcome to my show. Mr. White, he tends to go to a lot of shows. I didn't see him at a certain network this entire weekend, but I saw him everywhere else. I hope Mr. White's not avoiding somebody, because that's the impression I got. But, hey, if he wants to do it, that's up to him. So, anyways, about these video games, I went to a stupid fucking bar and played darts, pool. Get this. There's this couple, right? And they're going around asking basically everyone that wasn't like a total whale or goofball. You know, you had to be somewhat decent looking, it looked like. They're asking people to go home with them. I was like, what the fuck? Swingers? Really, do you have to go to a bar to do all this, you know? I don't know, like, to be honest, the chick was pretty hot, and I don't know, like, I could never swing. I could never appreciate some other dude in the same room with me, like I don't know, it's like a one-on-one experience only, like, no dudes in the vicinity at all. It's like, I don't know, it must be me, because a few friends I was with, one of them actually considered it. I was like, dude, really? Some random people, they come into a bar and they're talking about going home with them? Really? That sounds like a good idea. I mean, gee, what could go right in that situation? Because there were some females that were there. I mean, you didn't have to go with the creepy stalker people that... I don't know. So it was odd, okay? And so we were playing darts, and we were playing cricket, that a certain type of game on darts. I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with darts, but we're playing that, and so they're swingers, and they said they're just looking for people. They asked me, they asked Darren, they asked all these other people, and so I was just like, no, like, fuck off. Play my fucking darts, nigger. And no, it wasn't a nigger. It was, they're white, so. Okay, so I was like, whatever, freaks. And we convinced the other idiot not to go with them because it's a bad idea. So I went to go piss because if you're drinking beer, you tend to have to piss often after you break your seal. So I was pissing. Get this shit. Get this. While the dude was pissing, he was talking about victims, getting victims to take home. He actually was saying that because I heard the voice, because he was the one that was asking everybody, hey, do you want to come home with us? It wasn't the chick asking, it was him, and I remembered that voice, and it was him, because I was also taking a look at the bathroom door, because it wasn't too far away from the place where we were playing darts, and so it was him. I confirmed through audio, and I confirmed visually it was him, and they said they're looking for victims, and they did end up finding somebody to leave with them. And yeah, so I told all my people that I was hanging out with what happened, and so we followed him out to the car, and basically it was a Prius. Like, everyone always jokes about that car. I don't really see it a whole lot. Guess what? Fucking swinger Prius. I mean, basically, they're like hyper hippies, and they're out to, turn this guy into fertilizer. And we went out there, and yeah, basically, we were the last people to see him dead. So, if there's a missing person tomorrow, rest in peace, you fucking idiot, because you went home with some fucking killers. Man, your eyeballs are going to be fertilizer, your ears, probably some pig food. I mean, really, was that a great idea? You stupid shit, fuck you. So, yeah, basically someone died, and I didn't care because, maybe we just didn't need that person anymore. I mean, think about it. What did that person do that they're so stupid to go do that? Some dungeon to some house. I mean, really? Is that really what you had to do? You couldn't find any other means. I mean, that's almost as bad as all the desperate men on Spreaker, like, who attach to all these different females and then never get anything from them, but they're in love and they get nothing. Even after all these years, they're attached to these women so sadly and proudly and so publicly, even though no one asked. But this douchebag took it a step further. So, get well soon, moron. Okay, so another thing is, I want to talk a little bit about semi-drama. I won't really mention anybody's names, but some people were bitching at me, within the last 2 weeks. That's a good time frame, I should say. And it was about 3 people, each kind of representing a different sort of network or circle of friends, I should say. And their big complaint was, I don't come to their shows enough, I don't tweet their shows out enough, or I don't share it enough, and all this. And I was like, really? These people don't... This pisses me off. There's no modesty at all. These, I don't know, these people, if they talk about this shit so much, but when you look at them, they're only tweeting and Facebooking themselves. They never really tweet anybody else. They never Facebook anyone else. So, it's getting to the point where I'm probably just going to stop tweeting or sharing anybody's shows, because what the fuck? Why put me on the spot? Me of all people. I'm one of the few people on here that if I'm at a show live, I'll try to hit share, and I'm the wrong person to bitch at, You guys should take a look at the mirrors. Look at your stuff. Look at what you've shared, and it's mostly just been you. 19 out of 20 times you're just sharing either your show or your network of people. You don't share anyone else. You don't really care about anyone else. So it's getting to the point where it's like, so tiresome. Why do I try? These people have absolutely no concern about returning favors. And And I'm not too worried about them returning, sharing my show, but, I'd like to see more groups kind of intermingle because, you don't really see it that much anymore. It's people kind of pigeon themselves in these small little circles, and it's just this network or that network or this person's show or that person's show, and they never really break the bubble. And one of my whole points of sharing everybody's shows was, hey, when I did that, that basically was kind of a bat signal to say, hey, come on over, come enjoy, come enjoy with me, and come enjoy the show and get better acquainted and like each other and all that. So there's really no bad intentions on my side. I just thought, hey, let's just all hang out, have a good time, make the best of it, Why go to a show and just be the lone chatter, It's just you and the host sometimes, and I mean, that's fine, but it's always good to have more people around. So let's see here. So I'm getting to the point where I'm just probably going to stop tweeting and sharing it all because, stop, leave me alone. Leave me, of all people, alone, because I've tried. I just look at my sharing and tweeting list, and I know a lot of people probably don't like Rick or whatever, and that's fine. I don't expect anyone to like him, but he actually made me a part of his network. No one else did. And also, he pays me the most. I mean, what else is anyone paying me on Spreaker, So screw you guys, Also, if you guys ever go to Arby's, I didn't know this, but they have an Italian sub there now. And I looked at it and I was like, no, that's not an Italian sub. Why? That's awful. I mean, look at Subway subs. Those are awful. They have nothing. And then think of a shitty Subway sub. One that's worse than Subway, because those bastards give you nasty bread, flavorless meat, and very little meat. So imagine just all that worse for the same price. Go to Arby's and get an Italian sandwich. But really, the best thing you can get right now at Arby's is 3 roast beef sandwiches for $5.99. So go to Arby's, get the 3 roast beef sandwiches. I usually can't eat all 3. I can probably eat about 2. Save 1 for later for the midnight snack. So just do that. Don't bitch. Another thing is Mr. Donald Trump. Man, he's causing a lot of drama among some of my friends on Facebook. And gee, who knows why? I sure the hell don't. Let's see here. I'm going to play a little song. Oh, this is a dark synth song. It's like Paver Nocturmus. Don't kill me. There's very little I know about this band except for I kind of jacked it from Bandcamp or whatever. And this is a really fucking scary song, and I hope you guys like, but don't hurt me if you don't like it. Just understand this is dark synth, and I recently heard it, and it's my duty to share it to everyone out there. So enjoy. Yeah, that was pretty scary shit, wasn't it? I'm telling you, dark synth. It's not a type of music you want to take lightly. Man, I almost shit my pants just now. Just hearing it for the 10th time in, I don't know, 2 weeks. I mean, it's dangerous stuff, my friends. Very dangerous music. Because there's a lot of dangerous people out there. And all these dangerous people, they have guns. They're either not medicated properly, or they're medicated improperly. Imagine that. Lots of guns. Scary world. You know, if you're in America and you're walking around, you should have a gun. At this point, there's no turning back. There's all these gun control advocates. If anything, those people are the stupidest fucks. Because they are the ones walking around with a target on their back saying, I'm unarmed. Rob my property. Take advantage of me. So, if you don't have a gun, go get one. Don't be a victim. And there's a good chance you'll still be a victim if you have a gun, but at least you'll have a fighting chance, right? That's the way I see it. So let's see what else we got here. Ooh. I wanted to talk about Mr. Donald Trump. I really appreciate the guy. And sorry about my voice shitting on me earlier. It's got all itchy for some reason. I guess I'm probably supposed to be asleep right now. And that's probably very true. And I was talking about Donald Trump, and I noticed somebody on my list was chimping out about Donald Trump and, all this race and all this. But think of illegal immigration like this. Okay, and I imagine most probably do come here for the better life. But, look, there's 7 billion people in this world. Probably only 2 billion are happy where they're at. The rich in the poor countries, or Europe, because I think Europe is probably the only other continent that has generally higher standards than this one. So, whether you're in Europe or a rich, then you have 5 other billion people. So, if the argument is we owe them, which I guess you could make, but be a little silly, why don't we just have 2 things? Migrant worker program, which a lot of people talk about, they come here to work. Okay, so why don't they get papers to come here to work? Why is holding people accountable so racist and so bad? And this person just chimped out on one of my other friends, and they're friends too. So, and I just noticed this vicious hatred. It's like holding people accountable is at this point considered racist, and it's ridiculous. And then why not have legal people come here that way? Or just through the generic old way, getting citizenship. Migrant worker or citizenship. And when I say the migrant worker, I mean they come here seasonally or for like a year or whatever it is. I don't really know the exact process or duration. But so if they come here to work, they can get that. Or just come here the old way. That should be it. I don't know if a wall will do much, because walls you can climb, you can scale, you can dig underneath them, and I don't know. I think it's a good thing to do in theory, but you wonder, are they just going to go to Canada next? What's going to happen to Canada when they all have to speak Spanish up there? Poor bastards. Poor Canada. They're next. And you also got to blame the people in America that are hiring them. Because that's one less person that they have to mark down for Obamacare. That's one less person that they have to, do anything for, less benefits, anything. So it's a process that we all have to look at from many different angles and solve that way, because I think Trump's on the right path, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as he makes it. So, I do hope Trump wins. He's a lol's cow. Call him what you want. All this. But the man is one of the few that will stand up and say what he wants. And there's a big argument out there that not to have him because he doesn't have experience as a politician. And that makes sense, but as long as he fills his staff and advisors with good ones, then he has good people whispering into his ear to do the right thing, if that makes sense. So that's not something we should be worried about. We need someone just who's outspoken like him. He can break the politically correct barrier and is not ashamed of it or anything like that. So I think it would be good to have someone like him for a change. Someone keeps trying to draw the parallel between him and Reagan, but I don't know if it's there. But what they did say was we'll see some of the highest voter turnout ever, because with Romney, a lot of Republicans stayed home because I think they didn't like the Mormon aspect, or he wasn't that appealing, or maybe they had a secret crush on Obama or thought he was a little bit better. But I think the next presidential election, I think we'll see the highest numbers ever. And I agree with that statement. And oh boy, back to some of the Spreaker drama. We got to get into it, buddies. Because, you see, let me just kind of give myself a nice little award here. I am the only show, although I don't do a show a whole lot, I've never banned one person, ever. Nope, never have, never will. That's been my policy. So, if I talk shit about you, or I say something you don't like, come on into my chat, or get at me somewhere else. Communication is key to everything, anything. And if you don't have it, you don't have it. Now, as you know, Kevin Kierstead, he did a show called Trolls. What was that, like 2 weeks ago? Where, my last show kind of covered it. So, and, let's face it, we've all heard it because I think it has over 300 plays. So there's no way no one in these circles doesn't know about it. And one of the things he did say was, okay, well, he's just going to cover it here and that's where it's going to end. And I think what he didn't realize is it's just beginning, because he's saying all this, but he's getting deeper and deeper into the drama. So, some of the biggest anti-dramatic people out there, there's some of the ones that talk the most about drama. and so, yeah, his last show, it had Ramsey and it had some Jen chick, I think. And he talked about drama throughout the entire show. And, his second to last show, the Trolls, again, he said he was done with the drama. The last time he's going to address it. And I've seen him go into certain shows and just chimp out just wildly, these big screeds. So this guy, he was only fooling himself about that. And that's unfortunate, because and don't take this the wrong way, Alan, but he's the type of person, you guys really can't handle drama too well. You just can't. It's not your niche. It's not something you guys are really equipped to handle. And I think at least with Alan, he's kind of learned really slowly, really slowly, but he's kind of learned some of the aspects about it here at Spreaker. It's kind of unfortunate, but Kevin, yeah, I want to read you guys what he said. So, he wrote this at, I believe, Guy Shea's show, his last show. These little bitch boys that think they can tell you something or give you tough love. This is obviously a smack at me. So I guess I'm a bitch boy now, because my last show wasn't really a troll show. It was just, look, you're not going to win, so all you're going to do is just keep digging yourself a deeper hole. Maybe that's something internally he might want, but won't admit it, because, hey, attention's attention. And let's face it, if a lot of people are addicted to the numbers and the plays and the attention. So if you dig yourself into this hole on Spreaker, and you're going to be surrounded by a concrete bubble, and it's just going to be sad, because this usually never ends too well for anybody. Anyway, sorry. Let me just read it. So he wrote, these little bitch boys that think they can tell you something or give you tough love think you will actually listen to it. They can shove their tough love and advice straight up their swollen gorilla asses. felons, cokeheads, alkies, goddamn fully stoned Canadians, and dick boys that read the news to you like you're a first grader, telling Americans what to think about America from fucking Canada and Iceland. Are you serious? And the BWC has been destroyed. I smoked them in a hand-rolled cigarette last night laced with ass. These bitches have nothing to talk about but us. I think that says it all. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I guess he's just kind of looking for some phrase from, I guess, guy who white knighted him a little bit, and I don't know. These, I don't think he sees how these people kind of got him so riled up that he's actually chimping out about them at Guy Shea's show. Instead of talking about real issues, it's full on dramatics. It's kind of like a one-trick pony at that point. So much for not addressing drama, so much for being done with it. So, I mean, those are what you said. So if you can't follow your own advice, or you don't, what's the point in listening to anything else you say at that point? I'm just pointing this out, And so he bitched at, that was a obvious smack at News Guy for reading the news, but why didn't this become a problem till now? Why didn't you bitch about News Guy's style until basically, you have something to gain from this? By degrading News Guy, you're just basically saying, okay, he's just some sort of news reporter, reader, hack. But at the same time, you're going to bitch about News Guy, but you give great praise upon Guy Shea's Rage Live show. See, it's a slippery slope, because if you're going to bitch about people that read you news, you sure as hell aren't going to tell Guy Shea he's, a dumbass for reading the news. Because let's face it, news has a bias. Everyone has it. And obviously News Guy reads news that, it has sort of a conservative angle to it. And, but that's not a smackdown on News Guy. That's just what he does. And so he reads stuff from a conservative viewpoint. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what he does. And if you're going to listen to news like from Shillbilly, he'll kind of read it from a liberal point of view. And so that's just the way it is. There's nothing wrong with that. But if we pretend we don't have bias, then we go into La La Land, and we're not in reality. So I kind of want to rein that in, and there's nothing wrong with any of that. And I've always said, you get news from many different sources, and you'll find the truth somewhere in the middle. So that's bad, And there's really no reason to really bitch about fully stoned Canadians and whatever a dick boy is. I mean, just that you're this pissed off at both of them, doesn't look good on your, I guess, Spreaker portfolio, because they got under your skin that much, or that even I did. And I've been trying to help you. I've done so much for you that you won't obviously admit to now, but I've helped you through some tough times. I've sent you stuff. I've done a lot for you, and I've invited a lot of people to your show. I've marketed for you, but no, now because I'm not useful to you, now, I'm trashy, or I'm worthless now. So, and I'm a bitch boy, or whatever you want to call me. So, no good deed goes unpunished, I guess. So, poor guy. I would just say, look, if I was him, I'd just kind of drop it, move on to other topics, because it's not going to get any better for you. If you keep doing this, and that's not a threat from me to you, indirectly. I'm just saying that, it's going to keep going with others, and you don't have any control of that, and you can sit in La La Land in your bubble and hang out in shows that are super friendly to you, but, if you can't take a little bit of shit or criticism, shit. You're in for a real rough ride elsewhere, so let's see here. Another thing. It's very important that everybody shaves every Sunday and every Wednesday. Don't use electric shavers. That's a cheater's way. Do not do that. So, shave every Sunday and every Wednesday. Don't worry about the 5 o'clock shadows you might get. They're fine. It's okay. And also, I got something called the Micro Touch Tough Blade, I guess it's called, 3. Anyways, it's one of those blades that I saw at some stores. It said $20, and you can shave for a year for $20. I said, well, fuck it, let's try it. It's $20. Because my Mach 3s are pretty expensive, so I was like, okay, worst comes to worst, I'm out of $20. Who cares? So, got it. And I'll have to say it's somewhere in between a Mach 3 and a disposable. So it's not as bad as a disposable blade, but it's certainly not a Mach 3. So I've been using it, and the blades do last about 3 weeks. Week 4, because the blades are supposed to last a month. And they talk about German steel and all this. And what it actually is I think it's the schematic is from another company or something, and under the German supervision, but obviously these blades are made in China, because these blades would not be $20 for like 12 of them if it was made in Germany, because they make usually pretty good products, pretty good steel. So I noticed that. I mean, it's an okay investment. I would recommend it if you're poor and you don't mind a little bit of mediocrity when it comes to shaving. So I recommend that somewhat. Don't kill me. And I have an almond addiction I picked up. I tried almond milk the other day. Gotta say, it's okay. And I guess there's a lot of different flavors. I'm not one of those anti-milk people, but almonds and almond milk kick ass. There's something about that nut that's just wonderful. And just learning about the process, how all almonds have to be slowly cooked to get rid of the natural arsenic in it. Oh, it's good to know that if a machine fucks up, I'll ingest a little bit of arsenic and I could get really dead. Good times. And so, what about flag burning? I was thinking about this the other day. Flag burning, is it really that bad? Obviously, it makes the person look bad. If you're going to purchase a flag or steal a flag and burn it, that kind of makes you look bad. But why do we have to ban that? And I understand the sort of conservatives that are all about that, like, oh, fuck them. What about all the people that died and all this? But did they die for more freedoms, or did they die for less freedoms? And I don't know. I wish people would see it that way. And it's just like people canceling certain freedom of expressions, like certain clothing, trying to ban some of that or things like that. So it's always good to know who you're seeing by the way they express themselves, especially if they're wearing clothing or if they're on camera burning stuff. Let people burn the flag. If they hate the flag that much, they're probably going to do something really stupid. They're probably just criminal, felon. And, there's not too many other countries outside of maybe Canada or America or somewhere in Europe I'd want to live in. So, for all of those countries' faults, I still wouldn't want to really live anywhere else. I can't say I can or I want to. Another thing is, so I haven't really been on Spreaker a whole lot. I'm sure you guys have noticed during the week. So I'm considered a weekend warrior now, and people have been filling me in on some of the drama. So what I've done is I've had to fill the gap from Spreaker drama by getting mobile phones to play it during lunchtime and all that. So I've gotten a game called Crime City. Fun game. It's kind of like a mixture of Mafia Wars and one of those stupid other ones. You click on shit, you build kind of an army, a mob army, and you take over shit. Good times, let me tell you. And then got this ad adventure game. Yeah, it's pretty gay. Then I also got something called, and I hate to bring this up, but it's called Virtual Beggar. And no, this isn't a slam on anybody. Virtual Beggar. What you do is a very stupid and repetitive game, time waster. You hire people and they work for you, and you build up something, and you click on the screen a lot to throw coins at yourself. It's pretty funny. And then Tapped Out. Now that's a Simpsons game, and it's called Tapped Out, and I'll be honest, I don't really like the show Simpsons that much anymore. I watched it for like 10 years, and I was like, and then South Park came out, and I was like, well, it's a little bit better. Things got old. Things didn't really change. Yeah, you can talk about current news and kind of liven up a little bit, but things really didn't change, and kind of got stale to me. So, but I like Simpsons stuff that isn't Simpsons show, if that makes sense. Like, I like the Simpsons games. I like some of the Simpsons websites. I just like stuff like that. And I found this game, and it's obviously a money trap. I'm not going to admit to purchasing anything for this game. I will never admit to throwing money, real life money, into a mobile game. You'll never get that out of me. But if I did, it might have been a hefty sum. And there is definitely a lot of shame attached to something like that if it were to occur. So I've been playing that, and one of the nice things about this is there's actually some storylines, and there's a lot of jokes in there, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do every day, and storylines and new characters, and they interact with each other, and it's just funny. It's one of the few games on here that is actually funny and pretty interesting. A lot of good writing in it, which I wouldn't expect out of a mobile game. And I think EA does it, and that's an awful company. So, and then there's something else on here that I got actually a while back called Wakey, Wakie. You're probably wondering what the fuck that is, and it's one of the weirdest ways to wake up. So what this is it's an app that actually calls you. You set a time, and basically someone calls you through this app, and the app calls you. So you're not actually being called by someone who has your number. You're being called through the app. And so the app calls you whenever someone... The thing is, sometimes there's not enough people on the other end to call you. Because, look, if you're setting your alarm clock anywhere between like 5 to 7, there's a lot of people getting up between then. So, obviously, you have the IVR, or I should say the automated system that is calling you. So, but oftentimes you talk to random people from around the world that are calling you, some weird motherfuckers, female, male, it doesn't matter. They'll call you, and you can actually have a good conversation with someone from somewhere you don't know, and you guys just talk about whatever country you're from and exchange ideas and all that. It's been pretty cool, and they even actually have a private messaging system. So if you like who you talk to, you could just message them and be like, hey man, good conversation, and thanks for getting to know you and all that. It's a good time, so I recommend that. Then I also play, 8-ball pool. Remember Yahoo Pool back in the day? I'm hoping some of you guys played Yahoo Pool. Very, very good time-wasting game back in the day. And, hey, there's an app, just 8-ball pool. Get that. And Angry Birds 2. Kind of fun, but they really, really upped it. They kind of like Candy Crushed it, where there's a lot of strategy, but limiting stuff. You can't really just play at your own leisure. You have to wait turns or spend gems to play super fast. So they kind of ruined it a little bit, but it's a fun game. Good concept. Anyway, 45 minutes. My show's over. Not the best show in the world, but hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you later.